Let's also get in then Vijay Bhamwani, who's author and CEO, BSPLindia.com. Also joining us on the show is Kishore Narne, who's Associate Director, Head Commodity and Currency, Motilal Oswal. Kishore, hi, let's start with you first. And while the gold prices have been going down, the rupee really is something that's keeping the prices on the higher side. And of course, the double premium that the Indians seem to be paying for the physical buying.
Yes, Manisha, I think the rupee depreciation has been a really shocker for many in the market. And again, as Mr. Prithviraj has said, as government is increasing levies and making it difficult basically to bring in gold into India, the premiums in India from the landed price to the actual jewelry price has been now widening significantly. So it's more than 1500 rupees to 1800 rupees premium on the exact landed price to actual retailer price. So there's a lot of premium built in around the phobia kind of a thing which is going on right now that against gold in India. But one thing is for sure that the investors or the final consumers are still rushing to the stores. But one thing is this: the government, as it makes it more difficult and more difficult, probably it's becoming a little bit counterproductive at this point of time, and probably retail people are seeing that as gold might be difficult to buy as we go ahead. So a lot of people might be trying to buy as much as possible. But I think the measures will definitely work. We have to give some time for these measures to work, and I think if you let it for the next couple of months, certainly our gold imports will come down. And I don't think this immediate impact will be there, but definitely in the next couple of months, these measures should work on bringing the gold imports down.
Vijay, we heard the finance minister saying in the beginning of the show, urging people to trade in gold but not buy gold. So would you say perhaps futures, ETFs, gold funds is a better way to dabble in gold rather than buying in physical markets?
Well, Manisha, the physical market prices are going up, and like you rightly pointed out, people are paying a premium, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. That is the situation at the ground level. As far as playing in the ETFs and financial instruments in gold, like e-gold or whatever, I think that does make sense, because you are holding gold in a dematerialized form, in barring the comfort of physically touching a coin or a bar that you can keep in your vault, either at home or in the bank locker. I think you're still holding gold. That should be an idle comfort. But I think gold prices being curbed by one of the largest importing nations in the world will, over a period of time, have a dampening effect. What you are seeing is a perk up in price in the domestic markets, A, because of the currency weakening, the INR falling vis-a-vis the US dollar, B, the 2% import duty kicker, which is adding on to the landed cost here. Sentimentally speaking, when India curbs the consumption of gold, there is likely to be a ripple effect over a period of time with a small lag effect. I think barring any unforeseen triggers emanating from either the European Union or the US economy, gold prices might just choose to decline a little bit, or it'll be a gradual drift rather than an immediate collapse. But I think one can afford to wait for slightly lower levels.
Kishore, what's your sense now coming in for the energy space? Because this is a good week for that one. We've seen a huge turnaround coming in for crude prices, 95 plus kind of levels holding, and first weekly gain in last 1 month now.
Yes, probably maybe $1 more left in. So I don't think there is any significant rally from here in crude. Probably 96, 96.2 kind of levels should hold on. Again, looking at the macroeconomic data, especially today's NFP should decide fate of most of these commodities. So if there is a worse than expected number on NFP, probably a lot of effect has been discounted because the markets has been really pessimistic on the number, because that shows that yesterday's dollar collapse as well as the gold rally is showing that the market is anticipating a weaker than expected number. But I think if there is a better number, probably then the gold, then the crude and the base metal should get some benefit. Otherwise, if there is any weakening in job creation, probably again that could see suppressing crude prices. But I think for the day, probably 54.85 is a resistance level. So till the time we can trade a little bit longer long for the day. So one can buy with stop loss of 53.55 kind of levels in the day, and 54.85 should be a short-term target.
Kishore, how would you look at the base metal space as well? Because today has been a good day, 1/4% to 0.5% on the higher side, but that really could be because of the dollar weakness. But fundamentally, are you looking at the prices keeping higher?
I think most of the strength today we've seen in the international commodities has been the dollar effect, but otherwise, yes, short term there should be some kind of a rally in copper towards 431, 432 kind of levels. Again, on the back of the mine, the Indonesian mine has been again shut down for a couple of weeks. So the supply side has been a driver for the recent times, but again, demand has been a really dampening factor. So as we get the Chinese numbers next week, probably we can see some kind of pressure coming up. So anywhere close to 431, 432 should top out, but till that time we can remain long in copper.
Vijay, what's your sense now coming in for the industrial commodities? Today is the US non-farm payroll data, and ahead of that, the markets seem like quite choppy.
You're right, Manisha. Markets are choppy. A, you have the weak INR pushing up domestic prices. B, I think there are undercurrents of optimism in the industrial metal space. Over the last 2 trading weeks, I've seen the dips getting bought into. So I think aluminium is probably, barring any negative news coming in, of course, aluminium is likely to go back to 112.5 levels. Nickel is likely to go to 880, if not 885 levels. Zinc is probably going to go back to 111 levels. Of course, that is if no negative surprise springs out of those figures. If at all there is cause for weakness coming in from there, the declines are likely to come in, but they, in my opinion, are likely to be fairly muted.
All right, so that's the view coming in for the non-agro commodities. Then, Kishore, we'll let you go with that. Thank you so much for joining us with your sense on all of those commodities. When we come back after this very short break, we'll talk about currencies. The rupee reaches 57 today, trades at a fresh 11-month lows through the day and ends at 57.06. The governor, D. Subbarao, says RBI can do little to stem the fall.